What's up, guys? It's Zero here, bringing you all a brand new Gears of War video, so let's get into it. So guys, if you remember a while back, Gears of War not only was confirmed by Rod Ferguson of the Coalition at the time before he moved to Activision Blizzard, he confirmed a Gears 6, a Gears 7, as well as a Gears of War movie, all following Gears 5. And years upon years have gone by. We've heard, little bits of speculation, rumors, rumblings about the Gears of War movie specifically, and now we're finally starting to get some more information. So in an article, guys, coming to us from Mark Griffin of Polygon, they're still trying to make a Gears of War movie, and now David Leitch is involved. So Netflix is looking to David Leitch to direct its Gears of War film, with the two parties currently in negotiations, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Outside of helming the film, the Deadpool 2 director and his wife, Kelly McCormick, are attached to the film as producers through their company 87 North Productions. The outlet also reports that John Spates, known for his work on Dune, Doctor Strange, and Prometheus, is penning the Gears of War script and first signed on to the project 2 years ago. Gears of War is one of the all-time great action games with vivid characters, a beautifully designed world, and a combat system that drives home the lethality of war and the importance of standing by your squad mates. Spates told Netflix in 2023, "It wants to be cinema, and I'm thrilled to have the chance to help that happen." Netflix first acquired the movie rights in 2022, partnering with the Coalition. The devs currently responsible for the third-person shooter series. The streaming giant is hoping to crank out an ambitious movie and an adult animated series with the potential for more stories to follow. Here's what's interesting about this, guys. A lot of people were, commenting on, some of my YouTube videos and things of that nature, stating that they believed that Gears of War E-Day could very well be in a development hell cycle. And guys, obviously, Gears of War E-Day is without question not in a development hell cycle, because it got announced and they started working on it shortly after Gears 5, and they started working on Gears of War E-Day, and now it got revealed to us 5 years later, and then of course once we get the release date, and let's say it's in 2026, and then 2026 comes around and it doesn't release for another couple of years after that, then I would tell you, yes, there is some creative differences, some problems over at the Coalition with Gears of War E-Day, but we are not there yet. Why is that relevant? Well, because the Gears of War movie, this is something that I would probably tell you is in a development hell cycle, and has been for a while over at Netflix. Now, whether it's creative differences or there's just a lot of internal issues, like in terms of getting the story right or getting the script, correct, or the best version of it, whether the higher ups at Netflix are giving, the creatives a hard time about, whatever they're trying to do with this Gears of War movie, that is starting to get concerning to me, because this movie, got announced a number of years ago, and we've heard very little about it. And the more we're hearing, it just feels like it's still a long ways off. Now, to throw sand in the gears, but Gears of War has had a rough go at making the leap to the big screen over the last 18 years. Gears was first announced as an in-development film in 2007 at New Line. Len Wiseman, who recently wrapped up Ballerina, was attached to the project at the time. And so this is what I mean, guys. You want to talk about development hell? Look no further than the Gears of War movie. Don't look at Gears of War E-Day. Obviously, when we look at what development hell looks like, when you have games that have been in development or movies that have been in development, that's where you could say development hell. And I believe that Gears of War's movie has been in development hell for a number of years. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's creative differences, if it's just being in development hell from a number of different perspectives, like the higher ups at Netflix are kind of pushing back on the script or whatever it might be. Gears of War's movie has absolutely been in development hell The cool thing, though, is that they do have multiple things planned for the Gears of War universe from the movie perspective. So whether we're talking about the movie, shows, things of that nature, it sounds like they want to do a lot of different things with the Gears of War IP. Original Gears of War design director Cliff Bleszinski asserted the movie was stuck in development hell in 2011 after it suffered from intense budget cuts. In 2012, the creative artist agency began shopping the film around after it was placed in turnaround at New Line Cinema. In the turnaround process, the studio recoups its development costs by selling development rights to a separate party. The Gears of War movie found a lifeline in 2013 after Scott Stuber was linked to the film to develop a script and produce alongside Epic Games. With the new producer in the bag, Microsoft and the Coalition found a new home for the Gears movie at Universal Studios in 2016. No other details regarding director were announced at the time, but then a year later, Universal announced it had found its screenwriter in Shane Salerno, a writer known for Armageddon and most recently Avatar: The Way of Water. Flash forward to 2022 and Netflix controls the Gears of War movie rights. Netflix has already listed its ambitious plans for the long in development project. We just need to see if the film actually materializes or if we'll be writing about this again in 10 more years. So I agree. Look, the Gears of War movie, guys, has been in development hell. There is no doubt about it. It's changed hands, lots of probably different, script rewrites and things of that nature. And so, yeah, it's been definitely not a smooth process getting the Gears of War movie made or the shows made or whatever they're planning on doing. And to be quite honest with you guys, it makes me nervous because when you don't have a plan or it's changing hands and different writers, different directors are coming into the fray, it makes me nervous that they're going to, not do this movie justice in terms of what Gears of War deserves to be shown on the big screen. This could be a massive moment for Gears of War as a franchise. Just if they knock the movie out of the park, imagine what it can do for a TV show. Imagine what it can do for the games and things of that nature. And so it just makes me nervous when I start seeing, things like this where one of my favorite IPs of all time is getting, in terms of from a movie perspective or going onto the big screen, it's in a development hell cycle and it's very clear that it is. And like I said, I hope that they can get it in terms of to a place where they feel comfortable in terms of the script as well as, a place where they feel good about the director. And I feel good about David Leitch. I just don't know if I really trust this process that's going on with the Gears of War movie. And part of me wonders, is it actually meant to be that Gears of War does not get put on the big screen? Is it one of those things where it's not meant to be there? It's meant to be as a video game, not as a movie, not as a TV show. Think about one of the biggest franchises of all time, Call of Duty, still doesn't have a movie or a TV show or something of that nature. What I'm saying, guys, is you don't want a movie to come out and it really misrepresents the entire culture of Gears of War. And because we've seen this time and time again with so many movies that are adapted from video games and they fall flat on their face, like Max Payne did. I was really excited about Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg as Max Payne, and the movie did not live up to the hype of what the games were. And so all I'm saying is I don't want to see, one of my favorite franchises of all time be tossed into the web of really bad movies that were made out of, from a video game or adapted from a video game. I do not want to see Gears of War be one of those. But nonetheless, guys, we'll keep our fingers crossed. I'll keep you all up to speed as more information comes out about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you excited about the Gears of War movie and all the things that Netflix is planning for this, from movies to different TV shows and things of that nature? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let's have a real conversation about it. And for more Gears of War content and videos, keep it right here.